You ever play something for the first time and immediately know your younger self would be all over it? That's how I felt about Smashing Drive, an Xbox and GameCube port of a 2000s arcade game I hadn't heard of until I started writing the script. From the moment you turn on the game and see a New York taxi descend from a building like Spider-Man, I was filled with a childlike wonder for what I was about to play. Coming into the game and seeing a taxi on the cover had me thinking this was going to be a Crazy Taxi knockoff, and I am so happy to say that I was wrong about that. Smashing Drive is a mashup of arcade racing concepts I loved as a kid. It's got wild power-ups like Hydro Thunder, the chaotic physics of the Cruisin' series, the alternate paths and shortcuts from the San Francisco Rush series, and the tension of getting your fare to their destination on time from the Crazy Taxi series. Only Smashing Drive is less of a game of picking people up and more of a time trial race to the end of a track. It asks you to get to the destination by using any means necessary. Luckily, your taxi is equipped with more bells and whistles than Speed Racer's Mach 5 to help you get there. On your mad dash to the finish, you have the opportunity to collect 8 different kinds of power-ups. You won't believe number 7! The crash lets your taxi grow a snowplow you see on the cover art. With it, you can absolutely annihilate any obstacle in your path. The 4x4 power-up turns your taxi into a monster truck, letting you crunch anything that stands between you and the end. The glider allows you to navigate the air mid-jump and potentially collect even more power-ups. The continuously blows up cars in the competing taxi and clears your path. The turbo is, well, it's turbo. You need me to spell it out for you? The repair power-up is important for saving you on a particularly bad run because if you wreck your taxi, it's back to the beginning. The random power-up gives you an RNG selection from all of the above power-ups, and I've saved the best for last, the cutter. Your taxi can sprout 2 saw blades and cut through obstacles to give you access to alternate paths you wouldn't get to otherwise. And these shortcuts are hugely important if you want to get to the finish on time. They also happen to be my favorite part of the game by far because the all-around wackiness kept my jaw on the floor. Just when I thought I'd seen it all, King Kong invaded New York and I had to drive up the side of the Empire State Building to hit him in the ass and launch him into space. These were the moments I would have gone crazy for as a child in the arcade. I know I would have been spending a lot of quarters just to see what happens next. But having the game on console is where the cracks start to show and the game starts to cave in. There isn't much content here at all, and while that would be pretty easily hidden in an arcade machine that asks you for quarters to keep going, there's no sense of risk in screwing up. Running out of time means trying the current stage over again. And that wouldn't be an issue for any reason outside of the fact that I finished all 4 stages in the game in, no lie, 36 minutes. I beat the whole game in a half an hour and change. I don't know what the MSRP of the game was when it came out, but I can imagine feeling pretty ripped off, granted if you even bought it in the first place. With the reviews of this game, I can't imagine it sold very well. On this channel, I've taken a look at the Rush series, and one of my favorite arcade games is Crazy Taxi. When those games came to console, they took the core gameplay that made them popular in the arcades and built on them. The Rush series added more tracks and more car customization. Crazy Taxi added a whole new map and the crazy box full of minigames. Smashing Drive didn't bother taking this approach. There are no cars to unlock, no paint jobs to customize your cab with, and barely any content outside of one extra shift. And sure, there is a survival mode that is essentially the exact same as the arcade mode outside of ending the game if you wreck your cab, but it's not very compelling. I'd like to give the head-to-head mode a try, but with the current state of things, that's not really an option, and you can only play the same shifts as the arcade mode anyway. The icing on the cake is that one of the multiplayer shifts was accidentally made impossible to beat by the developers accidentally giving you 10 seconds less than needed to complete it, so there is even less content in multiplayer. I paid $5 for Smashing Drive at my local game store near me, and for one Lincoln, I was briefly able to look back in time to an era where arcade games really wowed me. The half hour I played was a genuine blast. It's just a pity that the fun stopped so quickly. But what game in the arcade didn't have you wishing you could just play a little bit longer? Thank you so much for watching my video, I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please leave a like on it. If you played Smashing Drive on console or in the arcade, what did you think of it? Leave your experiences with it in the comments down below. If you want to support my channel, please consider subscribing or go to my Patreon in the link below the video to become a patron. I have tiers starting at $1, which gives you access to exclusive videos you can't find anywhere else. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.